so great and so happy for everybody, the players, the organization, all the fans. Welcome to our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito, Alan Hahn, Steve Novak, Wally Zerbiak. We're here for the next hour, probably more than that, to put all of this into perspective. And I think at this point, maybe hit the pause button for just 1 second and put into perspective what we have just seen. This is an organization, obviously, that wanted to take the next step. They've done that. But they've won 11 playoff games, Wally, in a row. The point differential is a plus 262. It's the most dominant 11-game run in the history of the NBA, whether it be the playoffs or the regular season. It's unbelievable what we've just seen. Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, the way they're playing on both ends of the floor is spectacular. At the same time, I know what Jalen Brunson's thinking. He's not thinking about that. He's thinking we're not done yet. I'm telling you, this locker room is not done yet. This locker room has work to do. I think this locker room can still play better basketball. I think they have more in front of them that they can reach higher levels. There's something special about that locker room from the Villanova guys that has permeated that locker room of winning. And Mike Brown has found it. He's sparked it. And now you see a team that looks like a team of destiny, but they will not expect to win. They will earn the win if they win an NBA championship and get it done. No, you're right. And you just said it. They look like a team of destiny. And I think, to your point, that is, when you watch this team right now, that is exactly what, when you're winning a closeout game against the Atlanta Hawks by 51 points, and then you win by 30 points against Philly in a closeout game, and then you close this series out really good in just 4 games in the same fashion. Yes. To your point, though, there's no real excitement in their eyes that you can tell it's a sharp focus. Yeah. You see what the front of the garden looks like. People are gathering. Radio City is going crazy. You see the emotion. You see the celebration. But when you look at the guys after the game, when you see Landry Shamet's eyes, when you see Jalen Brunson, and you are watching their interview and you're listening to what they're saying, they're saying, we have to win today. Yeah. And then the next day they say, we have to win today. And again, at the end of this game, there's this giddiness that this is unprecedented. We've never seen a run like this. By we, I mean anyone ever in the history of the NBA, and yet it seems like this Knicks team has been through enough or has enough perspective for some reason to say, hey, we have higher expectations than anybody else does. We're trying to go somewhere other than we've ever been since 71 and 73. And so I think it's just incredible to see that look in their eyes right now.
What they have developed over these last 11 games is an incredible competitive response from game to game, that they are never complacent. And it looks like where they are right now is basketball nirvana. It certainly feels like that here in New York.
All right, let us bring in OG Anunoby from Cleveland. OG, congratulations. Thank you so much for your time. Alan, take it away.
OG, first and foremost, the goal from last season was to get back to this point and this time win it, advance the cause, get to the NBA Finals. How does it feel for you right now?
It's awesome, it feels amazing, that was our goal, that was our goal when the season started, and I mean, it's not done yet, 4 more, we're excited.
And OG, it's a long regular season. There's a lot of ups and downs. It's never perfect. It was beautiful to watch the way that this team has come together over the last 11 games especially, but in the playoffs. What does this say, this 11-game winning streak in the playoffs? What does it say about the pedigree of this team going into the finals?
Just from top to bottom, we're a special team, special organization, just we focus on getting better each and every day, and that's what we've been doing. We didn't want to peak early, we wanted to peak because the playoffs came, and that's what we've been doing. As it's been going on, we've been getting better and better. It's been amazing.
OG, the team's been playing great. Karl Anthony Towns running the point at times. Talk about a little bit about the connection that you've had with him and how he's kind of helped unlock a lot of different nuances in this offense.
Cat's my brother. I love Cat. He's a great person, great teammate, great player, amazing player. So, I just know when to move and where to, and I know he'll find me. And I mean, he unlocks the whole team. His passing is special, his shooting is special. He's a special talent all around.
OG Anunoby enjoying the celebration. Congratulations on your amazing play, on the team's amazing play, and enjoy the week plus off, and we'll see you for the NBA Finals.
See you then. Thank you.
We're watching Wally, OG Anunoby, he's completely healthy.
Yes.
I mean, he's all over it all night long.
Look at these dunks.
17 points and 7 rebounds.
Hey, Novi, maybe you should try tweaking your hamstring and you get a couple dunks like this guy.
That was my problem my whole career, Wally. I never tweaked my hammy.
How about the mid-range game? Just lethal defensively, rebounding all over the place. The defense, offensively, look at these fast break points. Look at the hops. I mean, he strained his hamstring 2 weeks ago, and look at this guy. Incredible the way he's been playing. And he is such an important piece to this team. And this is why, as you continue to advance in the playoffs and teams know exactly what you're doing, you're playing the same team over and over and over, you have a guy like this that can play multiple positions, defend multiple positions, do everything on offense and defense. It's impossible to beat this team with guys like this. They have so many players that can beat you in so many different ways. He's just been phenomenal in these playoffs.
So the Knicks guys in Game 1 had a 44-11 run. Game 2, they had an 18-0 run in the third quarter. Tonight, a 20-0 run in the second quarter. Tonight's thrilling moment, Alan, brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. When the avalanche starts with these Knicks in these playoffs, it just doesn't stop.
Well, think about it, too. In the closeout games, think about when they played Atlanta. That was the game was out of reach about 10 minutes in, right? Against the Sixers, 10 minutes in, game's out of reach. This one might have taken 13, you had 14. You had to get into the second quarter, but still, the Knicks have an incredible ability to, early in the fight, throw a knockout punch. And that's what they did here. And a lot of it was just transition buckets and points off turnovers. And, fellas, that's been the story the whole series.
You know, it has. And like you said, it doesn't need to be perfect the whole game. You don't have to outscore a team the whole game. If you go on spurts and you make plays like this, defensively the extra efforts and offensively some of the efforts, it really does. It wins you games in the end.
Historical perspective, I mentioned the plus 262, Alan, biggest in any 11-game span in the history of the
People have
league.
to understand, just to say it again, this is not just playoffs. This is any 11-game span ever.
Regular season or playoffs.
Unbelievable.
Wally, what do you have?
The most impressive to me is 6 straight double-digit playoff road wins.
Yes, never been done
Road
before.
wins.
Yeah.
Put it this way, guys.
You know how
Jalen
hard it is
Brunson
to win a game on the road in the playoffs?
What was my stat to watch? Closeout games on the road.
5-1.
They're now 6-1
Yes.
in
See, I
closeout
listen.
games on the road.
See, I
You
listen to
finally
the
paid
useful
attention to
ones.
one of the useful stats. But that's a big deal. Closing out series on the road is not easy to do. The Knicks have done it 6 out of 7 times.
Jalen Brunson has not played one second in any of the fourth quarter closeout wins in this postseason.
That's unbelievable. That's shocking to even
Not
hear.
1 second.
Because we've all watched a lot of NBA basketball, a lot of playoff basketball. We both played in the NBA playoffs. And you know how hard it is to win on the road. You know what it's like to go into those environments where it's deafening.
Crazy.
And the fans are there to help their team win. And home court advantage in basketball more than any other sport is a real advantage. And so to hear that 6-1 number and to see the way that they've been able to go into these places, into Philly, into Atlanta, into Cleveland now, and silence them, and to be overtaken by, and a lot of credit belongs in the hands of these different people, these Knicks fans that everybody across the country and across the world is talking about right now. But I do think there is a real impact that the fans are having in these games, are inspiring the players from what it looks like to me.
100%. On the road, when you get that type of support in a building that we remember, and you know it, everyone knows it, Loudville. That's a scary building to play in as an opponent. That's a good home court team. That team was, what, 6-1 coming into these last 2 games in the playoffs?
Yes.
They
At
only
home,
had one loss in the first 2 rounds in the playoffs. Knicks just absolutely smoked them in 2 games in a row on their home floor and took over their building with their fans.
Now,
So how long is the flight to Oklahoma City or San Antonio? Because I think a lot of Knicks fans want to keep an eye on that. What's that number that you wrote down there, Novi?
I was trying to do math. I went to Marquette University. It's not my strong suit, but I had a plus 51 against Atlanta in the closeout game in Game 6, plus 30 against Philly in Game 4, and 37-point win tonight, if my math is right.
A+.
No, you're right.
118 points, point differential
in
the
closeout
3
games.
closeout games.
On the road.
On the road. And I guess my point of saying, like, we've all watched playoff, we've all been in playoff environments, to say that what we were watching is something else is, I think, not an overstatement. We're watching something else when you're winning by 118 points in 3 games in the toughest environment, not in front of your fans.
Right.
I don't really know what we were watching, but I know it's fun to watch.
it's a long way from Alexei Shved and Lou Amundsen, huh, boys?
God bless you both, though. God bless you both.
This is outside MSG, 7th Avenue, right? The watch party was at Radio City Music Hall, and that's where we now join Alex Monaco.
Bill! Look behind me!
first time since 1999. It's a go, New York, go! It's pandemonium, it's euphoria, it's nothing but New York joy. Oh, what a time to be in New York City. Bill, back to you.
He's going to need the 9 days off.
Because early in the season, it frustrated him.
Yeah.
He's playing through it. He said, all right, you're not going to call it, forget it. I'm going right through you. And that's, I think, a lot of things turned for this team when he dialed it up, right? Like, everything turned when Karl Anthony Towns locked in, got dialed up. While you mentioned his defense, that has been a big part of the story as well. So, you know, he has been such a big part of what this team has done. And the records that they have set, they don't do without him.
And I don't think he's getting enough credit for what he's doing. Obviously, we're talking about the assists and the score, but when you think about a stretch five, what a stretch five means in this day and age, to have a big guy that, if he spaces, doesn't matter if he makes the shots or not, he's willing to facilitate, find guys. He can also put the ball on the floor and attack. But if he just spaces the floor because of the threat that he is, you've seen it this entire series especially. How many times we've been at the Wally wall, we've been talking about, and look at how open the middle is.
Yeah.
Well, the open middle means Jalen has an opportunity. And there's a cutter that's going down the middle for a kick-out three. And so his versatility, I think, has been on full display, especially in the playoffs. Like you said, not always perfect throughout the season, but my God, did he have buy-in? And did he continue to rebound and buy into Coach Brown's system? And now look at where it's gotten. And so I think it's just such an incredibly inspiring message of, hey, stay with it, buy in, believe in the process. Cat has been an example of all of that this season.
2 steals, 2 blocks tonight.
Again, he had 3 steals, 1 block last game.
And guys
this
only had
guy defensively has been unbelievable.
only had to take 11 shots.
8
11.
3 for 3 from 3.
And that shows you the balance. Only 11 shots from Cat. And Jalen Brunson, I mentioned off the top, only had to score 15 points. They score 130. They win a closeout game by 37. And Jalen Brunson, the MVP of the series, only had to score 15 points.
And no starter got to 20. No player got to 20, and the Knicks scored 130 points. Think about that. 98 points through 3 quarters when the majority of the starters played all those minutes. No one had to get to 20. If that's not balance and sharing the basketball, I don't know what is. But that's what that was. And Jalen should have dunked that. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna pass that to you, Steve
Novak.
Novak.
Tweaked his knee the possession before. Lay off on
You
him.
know the bench was looking at him like, come on, do it. But he made some tough shots.
Hey,
early.
Novak wouldn't have dunked it.
Hey, listen, somebody let him know
Shots
that
fired.
the tallest guy not to dunk in NBA history, it's already taken. You're never going to be taller than me, Jalen, but
there's
apparently it's good enough to win some trophies, to win some awards. MVP.
Patrick Ewing handing it to him. Clyde there as well. And the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. And the numbers here, and I'll tell you what, guys, his 4th quarter in game 1, 15 points, and he just was shredding the Cavs defense, turned that game, and then 14 assists in game 2, 30 points in game 3.
Great point.
He did everything that was needed to win.
What's amazing to me, and you guys, the ex-players, he always does what is necessary for that night. And in game 2, he needed to pass. Josh Hart was going wild with the 3, and Brunson had a career-high assists. Steve Wally with 14 in game 2.
And Brunson didn't shoot the 3 great in this series. It didn't matter. He can still get himself to 30. He can score whenever he wants in the paint. When he gets around the rim, he's just such a gifted player and scorer. He's just, I'm telling you, his leadership, along with Mike Brown's leadership in that locker room, I mean, if you can't get on board in that locker room around those 2 guys as your leaders, like, it doesn't get any better than that. From a player and a coach perspective, those 2 guys as your captains and the guys leading the charge, you can see they have really galvanized that locker room, and all the players are excited to get into the finals now and try to pull off something that hasn't been done for a long time, since '73 here in New York.
And don't forget about the intangible qualities that Josh Hart possesses. On the court, off the court, 11 rebounds tonight, and he's standing by in Cleveland with Monica McNutt.
Josh, even though you guys had a 3-0 lead, you all said the job wasn't done. It is now done. How much do you celebrate versus how much do you look ahead?
We can celebrate for the night, but then after that, it's right back into getting refocused, obviously recovery, and watch this. You know, there's a heck of a battle out west, so we gotta, watch that and come prepared.
The way that you guys played since April 23rd, minus the 2 losses to Atlanta, it was another level. What allowed you guys to get there?
I just think the selflessness, we got high character guys that are willing to sacrifice for each other. And you know, when you got guys that do that, the sky's the limit.
At a point in this run, did y'all know this was possible?
I don't know. That's for y'all to think about. You know, we're trying to take it one game at a time. I know it sounds cliche, it sounds old, but that's really what we're doing. Because if you don't do that, you look forward, you lose where you are in the present, and that's when you drop games, you lose games, and now you're not where you want to be.
Well, Josh, I hope you enjoy the celebration. We'll see you in the next round.
Appreciate it.
Well, the finals, excuse me. How does that sound?
Man, it sounds great. Glory to God. Glory to God. That's all.
Thanks, Josh.
Their approach has been immaculate. The execution has been perfect. Hart tonight, guys. Only scored 6 points, but Allen 11 boards and 6 assists.
The 11 boards, right? Like, so you have that. You have Towns is 14. The Knicks out-rebounded the Cavs 60-33. That's an incredible number. And Josh Hart, as we know, whatever's needed today, that's what he does. He had to score in game 2, and he did that, knocking down shots. This was a big rebound, extra effort, 50-50 balls, right? That's a big part of what he does. Some of it you don't see in the box score, but Josh Hart is that guy that it's whatever is needed tonight, that's what he brings.
And didn't you think it was interesting, his response when Monica asked him, did you guys think that you guys could do what you're doing right now, that you thought it was possible? He almost had, it almost seemed his answer was, you know, he said it's up to you guys, but it almost felt like he was like, you know what, I'm not sure. And it feels like this team is doing things and guys are playing at levels that I'm not sure they expected to. I don't want to speak for them, but the performance, the amount they're winning by, the consistency defensively and offensively, a number of guys that are stepping up, how well the system is working, for all those things to be going right, I kind of felt like his response was, no.
You remember The Matrix? Remember when Neo suddenly saw the ones and zeros?
Yeah.
It's almost like that's what Josh Hart's doing right there. He's
Exactly.
like, oh, yeah.
It's all really happening.
I see it now.
All right, so here's the celebration postgame for the Knicks. Going bonkers, and rightfully so, as the Knicks make the NBA Finals, blowing out the Cavs by 37. Back to Cleveland. Here's Monica with Kat.
First of all, how heavy is that thing?
It's a heavy trophy for sure. It's a heavy trophy.
Earlier today, Mike Brown started his press conference talking about the sacrifices that each of you guys made. Can you just share a little bit about that from this season's run?
I mean, just willing to do whatever it takes. You know, if it's stats that you're usually used to getting and you're going to have to willing to sacrifice for this moment, believe in the chaos, you know, and believing that everything that we're building is going to work at the end. And this team has done an amazing job of sacrificing, becoming the epitome of the word. And people like Josh Hart right here and everybody in this team has sacrificed for the betterment of this team. And because of that, we have a chance to accomplish the ultimate goal.
How do you feel? You're an Eastern Conference Finals champion. You have the opportunity to play in the finals. How do you compartmentalize celebrating what has been accomplished, but also looking ahead?
I mean, just enjoying the moment, but understanding that tomorrow we got to get back to work. We already all had that conversation on the bench. Me and JB communicated that to everybody. You know, we want to enjoy this moment. You know, you never know what life has in store for us, but what I do know is that this moment's here for us. This moment's here for New York. And I grew up in the area, and for me to be able to see the word hope back in the city, something that's been escaping the city for a long time, and to be part of this team that's reviving that word, it means a lot.
Well, Cal, we want you to celebrate, but we also want to see the trophy before you leave.
Can you say hi to my mom? Hi, Mom.
Thanks, Cal. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys, thanks. Kat is so easy to root for.
Yes.
In fact, the whole group is easy to root for. That's a part of this that makes us even more special. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Kat, OG, Mikal Bridges, up and down the line, approachable, humble, and just great guys.
It starts with good people, right? It starts with, I also think that what Leon Rose,
parents,
help raised well, of course, but what Leon Rose assembled was not just a team of talent, but a team of high IQ players. Pieces that fit, and you could just see it was a very methodical approach and what he knew he needed. And it started with something that when we did all these shows all these years, and I kept saying point guard, point guard, point guard. And then they found a winner in Jalen Brunson. And it starts there, and then you get winning DNA, so Villanova guys. So again, Josh Hart. At a time there, it was Dante DiVincenzo. Mikal Bridges, those are the pieces. You need another star. You go get Karl Anthony Towns, a former #1 pick. like the OG Anunoby and Bridges being the wings that you need to win when you're going to beat teams like Boston, when you're going to play against teams like Oklahoma City. You've got to have good, strong wings. It was a methodical build, and even this offseason wasn't done yet. Had to add to the bench, had to build up the bench, had to get a little more depth on this team, and a head coach who was using that depth and developing that depth to a point where when you needed it, they were ready. Yeah. This has been a methodical build. Leo Rose has started. And now it's a team that's in the NBA Finals 6 years after he took over.
Well, how about that? And how about the power of, and you know this, when you played, look, you were a good player when you played. But when you put a guy out there next to you that made you better, the impact of what that is. And then I think what we're witnessing is that being magnified where every guy out there is making the guy next to them better. Totally. They're complimentary. To your point, really well done by this front office, by Leon Rose, by World Wide West. These guys apparently know what they're doing because the complementary nature of a five-man team versus this isn't some guy running a sprint. This isn't someone swimming their race. This is five guys out there at a time. And when there's a complementary nature and they're raising each other's level and they're inspiring each other and they fit skill set-wise, I'm not sure how else you could possibly have an 11-game winning streak in the playoffs like we've witnessed unless that was the case, unlike any time we've ever seen in NBA history. And so it's been fun to watch, but it is the power to me of team sports at its finest when the guys next to you are making you better.
And I think another thing that's so impressive is this is the first-year head coach, too.
Right.
Normally, this takes a little bit of time to develop this kind of chemistry in a locker room with your guys. But, you know, Coach Brown and the staff has done a good job of, as the team hit their highs in the regular season, then hit their lows, they kind of learned from each ups and downs. And by the playoff time, remember, down 2-1, it was getting a little dicey and a little hairy for everyone, players and coaches included. And this team had that bond and that connection to come out of that tough time. And we're seeing a really, really connected, strong team. And I just really believe in this team because I know they know their work isn't done. That's the biggest thing.
You heard OG say it to us. It was the first thing he said.
They've accomplished a lot. The fans are pumped. We're pumped. We haven't seen this in however long, since '99. But if you actually win the whole thing, then you become like immortal.
Like they understand that,
like you become, and this team gets that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think this locker room, this team, they get it. They're not done yet.
Guys, the bench was fantastic tonight.
Yeah.
Big plays presented by Four Leaf Credit Union. You had Deuce with 11, Mitchell Robinson, 8 points, 10 rebounds, and Landry Shamet. What else can be said, guys, Alan, about Landry Shamet? 16 points. He's 11 for 12 from 3 in the series. He's 17 for his last 20 from 3 overall.
He's the best bargain in basketball right now. When you consider that they signed him as a veteran guy, you had no idea if he was going to play or not. He wanted to stay here and be part of this. Dealt with an injury early on, fought his way through it, fought his way back. And the shots that he made. I'm sorry, guys.
This is ridiculous.
Novak, you're a good three-point.
Can I talk about the three-point shooting?
Empty gym alone.
Is that good?
How's the plus-minus, fellas?
You know what? You make 11 for 12 from 3, which, for those of you keeping track, the threes are worth more than 2. No, but in 17 for
Steve
20. Listen, I will claim this man as my son. The way that he shot the ball, and let's talk about the one that bounced in. Bounced.
Oh, yeah.
How big was that
in
game one? You just think about if that one doesn't bounce the way it does. And so when you said earlier in the show, a team of destiny, it's not being dramatic. It's saying, look, you can step on a line or not step on a line. You can make a shot or miss a shot. The ball can hit the rim. Let's go back to Tyrese Halliburton's shot. Let's remember the pain.
Let's not.
No, because do you not think that that's a big part of what we're watching? When you go through some pain.
Of course.
So when you see Landry Shamet's shot bounce, and go in, and you realize, hold on, this may be a team of destiny. And when we've talked about the numbers, it sure feels like it might be.
And Sam Merrill's game winner around and out.
Oh, yeah.
That helped, too, in game one.
I told you that loss was going to be backbreaking.
Clyde Frazier has compared the current Knicks to the 1973 champion Knicks. Clyde on hand in Cleveland, and he's standing by now to chat with Monica McNutt.
The Knicks are going back to the finals. First thought.
I'm mesmerized by how they're doing it. I mean, just blowing teams out. No one thought we would be sweeping like this. So I think the way they're playing now, it doesn't matter who they play. I'd rather play the Spurs because we have a record against them. We're very positive, but I'm very optimistic the way they're going.
So many of the stats, Clyde, in terms of 11 straight playoff games, the way that they've won closeout games, they indicate qualities of a championship team. What do you see having been a champion in this organization?
Yeah, because in the playoffs you have to get better. Every game they've gotten better, and right now they have 10 guys that are thriving. No matter who he puts in the game, they've been productive, and you know that's what we didn't have last year. You know, we were complaining that the bench wasn't ready, but now these guys are doing a magnificent job. The defense is the catalyst. And, you know, Brown, when he came, he wanted pace and space. But that's one thing the Knicks didn't do. But the last 11 games, look how they're getting up and down the court, moving the ball. Just uncanny. Yeah.
For you to be a part of the trophy presentation, the Bob Cousy trophy, the trophy to Jalen Brunson, what was that like for you?
Well, like you said, it's been a long time. We've been waiting a long time to carry that torch on to somebody else, and now it's on Brunson. So if they're going to do it, he has to be the catalyst.
What do you see as the key moving forward?
Just keep doing what they're doing. The defense has been their best offense and the unselfish play. So that's all they have to do, stay healthy.
Thanks, Clyde.
All right. Let's go, Nick.
All right, guys, look at Jalen Brunson getting iced up. Got the trophy. Maybe the trophy will help get the inflammation out of that thigh. Congrats to the captain. Back with more after this. To the Knicks, plus 51. I can't believe we're looking at this. Plus 51 against the Hawks in Game 6 of Round 1. This is not a Saturday pickup game at the Y. This is the NBA playoffs. Knicks beat Philly 144-114 plus 30 tonight. Winning margin plus 37. Here now is Monica in Cleveland with Mike Breen.
Mike Breen, the Knicks are headed back to the finals. What was your first thought as the game came to a close?
I always, Monica, I think of the fans and the fact that there were thousands of them here tonight. They are just the best fans and the most loyal, and they've been through so much, and they never stop caring. They care so much about the team and about the players, and for them to have a team that plays like this, that's not only winning, but it's one of the greatest playoff runs in NBA history. The way they're playing, they're so connected in every aspect. It's some of the most beautiful basketball I've ever seen, and to see this group, which we've watched grow, and there were some growing pains this year, to see it end in this dominant fashion, and then to give the fans this and still have a chance to end the championship drought, it's a special night.
Mike, you are the voice of the game, not just for the Knicks, but at large. You've seen a lot of championship teams from your seat. What do you see in this group?
They seem to have a response to everything. They seem to figure out any difficult situation that comes their way, and they're doing it together. I mean, the game is still the beauty of the game that we all fell in love with, as you did. It's when you have 5 players operating together, there's nothing better. And they're all on the same page. And the other thing that I so love about this team, and most winning teams are like this, is that they're so happy for each other's success. When a guy comes off the bench, whether it's a Landry Shamet or Deuce McBride, they're so thrilled for him. And if a guy has 30 on a given night, whether it's Brunson, whether it's Bridges, whether it's Anunoby, they're so happy for them. It's really a group that's come together in a big way, and you credit to them, and their only agenda is to win a title. But it's a credit to Mike Brown, too. Boy, did he have pressure when he took over. It was a risky move, firing Tom Thibodeau, and Mike Brown has come in, and it wasn't easy to start with all these expectations. I'm so blown away and impressed with the job he's done, and they've responded to him.
All right, Mike, before we let you turn the page to the finals responsibility at large, you and Clyde have sat with this organization through the highs and lows. For you personally, and for your partner, Clyde, what goes through your mind?
No, it brings such joy. I mean, I've been broadcasting Knicks games more than half my life. And again, to sit next to one of the all-time greats and have this lifetime friendship with him, I get emotional thinking about it. And, we've broadcast a lot of bad basketball for a long time. And again, it's to see the game played in the most beautiful way. For Clyde to say that this team reminds him of, he doesn't say that very often. For him to say that Jalen Brunson reminds him of the leadership of Willis, he doesn't say that about anybody. So that kind of joy, it's the way the game is supposed to be played, and they're such a high character bunch that you root for them because of the effort and the type of young men that they are. So, I mean, there's just such joy. I've been rooting for the Knicks since I was 7 years old, and to have a team like this is pretty darn special.
Well, it feels like you deserve a congratulations too, Mike.
No. I congratulate sitting and watching. That's all. But thank you, Monica. It's been great.
Thanks, Mike.
You know, first of all, they said this before the game, and I meant to say this before in my pregame presser, but my dad was in the military for 26 years, and he did not, I mean, he's 85 and something like that. He's doing pretty good for an 85-year-old, but I got a lot of respect for everybody that serves our country, and you know, my hat goes off to everyone. My heart goes out to everybody that has lost a loved one serving our country, and you know, I hope everybody had a nice long weekend, but more importantly, you know, people that died in the line of duty serving their country, we hope that we remember them and think highly of them, because they paid the ultimate price for what we all get to do, what I get to do. So thank you to the families. I mean, our guys played great. You know, I've said it all along. My staff has been unbelievable. The players, they were unbelievable. I mean, you know, you're in the playoffs, you're in the conference finals, and you know, you score 65 points off of offensive rebounds and fast break points. I don't know if I've ever seen that before at this point in the year. So I give our guys a lot of credit for sticking to the game plan and really trying to, you know, push the pace, because that's what we wanted to do coming into this series. You know, 41%, 42%, 93 points against a team that's of their offensive caliber is just amazing. Again, coaching staff came up with a fantastic game plan, and our players went out there and executed it. And, you know, 6 offensive rebounds, 22 foul shots. That's phenomenal. Just a phenomenal job by our guys on the defense end of the floor. And then, I mean, I could say a lot about our team individually, especially 33 assists on 48 baskets. But, you know, our bench was fantastic. Jose was really good. Mitch, his vertical threat at the rim offensively was fantastic. 10 rebounds, 5 offensively, 5 defensively, was amazing. Deuce was just, he's spectacular. He spaced the floor the right way, and he hit some timely threes throughout the course of the game. And then Landry, you know, Landry Shamet has continued to step up big on both ends of the floor, you know, and a lot of people are going to talk about his shooting, which they should, but when Josh wasn't guarding Donovan, you know, Landry had to guard him, and you're not stopping Donovan Mitchell. He's just too good of a player, but Landry did his best to make him work, and that was fun to see. Mikhail, Josh, OG was phenomenal. Cat with another double-double, and he's extremely efficient. And then, you know, Jalen, our MVP, he caused or created a lot of double teams, and, you know, we had a lot of guys get great looks because of the havoc that he caused out on the floor with the attention that Cleveland had to pay to him. So just a good win by our guys, trying to take care of the details while pushing the pace against a really good Cleveland team.
Mike, I know you like to talk about the group and everybody that's helped you guys get here, but I want to ask you about you. It's been 19 years since you were a head coach coaching a finals team. A lot of stuff happened in between. Can you kind of just take me through your mind when you got this opportunity? Did you think when you left Sacramento, were you sure if you'd ever get another head coaching job? I guess, can you kind of take me through your journey to where you are today over the last few years?
Well, you know, first, I got to thank Vivek Ranadi for giving me an opportunity, and obviously it didn't work out. And when I got fired, I really didn't think much about anything. My wife and I, Ro and I, we went to Sydney, Australia to see UFC 313. We went to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We went to St. Bart's, fantastic island. Man, I can't wait to go back. We actually came to New York City, too, and ran around New York for like 4 days. And we went to this one club, and we met these young dudes that work on Wall Street. And I was there with them till like 5 in the morning, and they sent me some pictures and stuff. And I'm surprised that they haven't sent them to you guys yet. But so I just wanted to have fun, and if an opportunity came up, great. If it didn't, I felt lucky, blessed, fortunate. I had a good run, and I felt at some point I'd get another opportunity, whether it was a head coach or an assistant coaching position, and so I just kind of rolled with it, didn't think much about it. And obviously this opportunity came up, and from afar, I just felt that this team was ready, and I'm just thrilled to death that Mr. Dolan gave me an opportunity and Leon Rose gave me an opportunity to be a head coach again, especially here in New York.
Mike, kind of on that though, like when you took the job, obviously part of it was you have to. The deal is you should take the team to a higher place than they were last year. Do you feel, doing this now, do you feel validated at all personally?
I never really thought about it like that. I mean, again, our business is funny. My previous job, I supposedly took him to a point that was higher, and, it didn't work out. So, again, I truly felt that this team was an NBA Finals team. I thought we had a true opportunity, because some jobs you take, you're like, okay, we can get better. We have a chance to make the playoffs right now. But this one, I felt we legitimately had a chance if we could help them figure it out. The players can stay together during the process, especially when we hit adversity, because we hit adversity at different times during the season, not just us as a whole group, but even some guys individually, including myself. And so, I did have that belief from day one. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but we're here, and there's a lot of people to thank because of it, but it starts with the players.
Rebound. You saw Cat get the tip dunk, OG get the tip dunk, but if a team is trying to drop back into a zone, the best thing you can do is obviously try to get them to miss a shot and then push the pace like crazy. And so those fast break points, I felt like blew them out of that zone. Guys started moving the ball around and banging down threes. Next thing you know, they had 10 threes before you know it, and it really had a lot to do with the pace they were playing with.
We never talked about how they went to zone. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Cavs go to zone to try to slow down the Knicks.
When you don't have an answer.
I had to try something. And it worked for a couple possessions, but the Knicks are going to dissect that. Yeah. They're going to just dice that up, and they did. They were getting offensive rebounds, which the zone is going to give up a lot of those offensive rebounds. I just am so impressed with how fresh the Knicks look as a team. Yeah. I mean, their bodies look so. Normally, at this point in the season,
you're banged up, right? You're beaten down.
I know
everything.
They've only had to play 4 games. They had 9 days off. They have 9 days off before the finals start a week from Wednesday. How perfect is that?
That's a huge advantage. And they did not hit the gas completely during the regular season. They got to their 52 wins. They got the 3rd seed. They made sure they were healthy going into the playoffs. And this is how you win a championship. This is exactly how you do it. And they just got one more step to, it's going to be a tough step. They got one more step to finish.
You want to watch the Western Conference go 7?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
like Josh said. Josh is going to watch this. The whole team has to watch every game. This is scouting. You watch the games. You learn your matchups. You come in the next day. The coaches are going to talk about plays. They're going to watch. They're going to scout it. They're going to break it down. You can get a big head start in this next week watching this series finish up.
And they've had a 9-game gap. It is not the first time in these playoffs, which I think
they've already done that once. Yeah.
Time now for tonight's Lime Drop, Dime Drop, presented by Corona. The Knicks, season high 15 steals. Cleveland committed 22 turnovers. The Knicks, Allen, 33 fast break points.
And the 33 assists, which the ball was moving. 33 on 48. You heard 48 field goals made. How about another foul that wasn't called?
Yeah.
Mike Brown made
like looking around like, what are we doing?
Mike Brown made mention of the 33 assists. I mean, that's again, if you enjoy beautiful basketball, assists are a big part of the story. The ball movement, finding the open man, the way they ran the floor. Josh Hart, with all the stuff that we talk about him doing, he had 6 assists. I believe that led the team. Yes, it did. But everybody really was in on it because Bridges had 5 assists. Brunson had 5 assists. Anunoby had 4 assists. Towns had 3. Like, everyone was moving the basketball. That's how you get to a place where you get to 130 points and no one got to 20. This was a share the basketball. This was a very, it was incredible to me that in the final game, in the closeout game, it wasn't about one guy carrying the team. It was about the system carrying the team.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, Karl Anthony Towns has been to the conference finals. This is the 3rd straight year. Right? And now he's going to the NBA Finals for the first time in his career. So he has a lot to celebrate. Did a tremendous job accepting a new role, running the offense, and the Knicks have really benefited from that. 130-93 the final. Back now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. So worth repeating, the finals do not begin until a week from Wednesday. That's June the 3rd. If OKC, Wally, Allen, and Steve go to 7 games, a 7th game will be Saturday. Regardless, the Knicks have 9 days off again.
Yep. They're locked in, and the Saturday gives whoever
if it goes
wins
7.
that game. Yeah, if it goes 7, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So they have 3 days off to prepare. That's good. You want the finals team to at least get some rest coming in.
How many days off is good when you're in the flow of this?
You know, I think it depends on how many minutes guys are playing. I think especially for the starter guys, the more minutes, especially the way it worked out for OG, it was beautiful. Guys that are playing off the bench a little bit, get in the gym every single day.
It takes discipline in these 9 days as a player because you want to play. You want to go every other day. You're used to it. You have to be disciplined. This team's very disciplined.
I just want to watch more basketball, man. I just want to watch more basketball.